Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some very big news to talk about coming out of the Valorant world. Obviously we have last chance qualifiers right around the corner for so many teams all around the world, trying to be able to qualify for that final major of the year, the biggest event in Valorant that's going to be taking place in December. So much is on the line. Teams are having to make big decisions based on rosters, based on free agents, based on, strategy, styles, all of these things that are going to be, leading up into these coming up last chance qualifiers that are going to have your whole season riding on it. If you don't qualify, if you aren't able to make it through these, your season's going to be done and you're going to be waiting until next year. So obviously some very big decisions to be made. And the latest is 100 Thieves making a very big change that we're going to be talking about in this video. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to today and all my latest content because we're going to have a ton of awesome Valorant content coming to you guys in the near future, leading up to last chance qualifiers, leading up to the final major of the year, and then obviously leading into the off season before the 2022 season as well. With that being said, let's get right into this one. The news coming out today is from 100 Thieves themselves. Report from George Geddes, I think is how you say, maybe Geddes, I don't know, but I know he's a very good reporter for Upcomer. He's been having a ton of breaking news, a ton of just reports and news articles and stories and all this stuff. He says 100 Thieves player Steel has been dropped from the roster. Obviously, this is very crazy. This is coming off a tournament where 100 Thieves played very well. They've just finished top 4 in the last major in Berlin. People who 100 Thieves obviously been a little bit up and down in their results, but overall they seem to be peaking at a good time, just finishing top 4. People have high hopes for them going forward, not only in the last chance qualifiers, but obviously also at champions. And yeah, this is crazy. They're kicking their in-game leader right before the last chance qualifiers. Yeah, kind of interesting stuff. So the organization will field Boy as his replacement. I believe the 100 Thieves brought on Boy in like April or May or something like that as a 6th man on this roster, just in case they ever did want to make a swap or anything like that. So they're not picking him up from a different team or anything like that. He's just their 6th man. They're now slotting into the rotation, and it looks like Steel is going to be a free agent, and it'll be very interesting to see what the future has in store for him, obviously, but also what this is going to mean for 100 Thieves in the short term. So here's the article where they say North American organization 100 Thieves has removed Steel from the starting roster. 100 Thieves will play with Boy to fill the vacant slot. The in-game leader has been cut from the team following conclusion of VCT Masters in Berlin. 100 Thieves finished top 4 in the event despite losing to Envy in the semifinals. Obviously, individually Steel had a poor performance. He's been a guy who's been catching a lot of flack, and rightfully so. He didn't play well, and I'm not surprised that 100 Thieves would want to go in a different direction. I think just myself and a lot of other people are going to be very surprised by the timing. I think this would make much more sense after these last chance qualifiers, and if they qualify for champions after champions, rather than making this change now. But obviously 100 Thieves must feel very strongly about this. They must be very confident in Boy, but I think a lot of people are going to be left, scratching their heads. Individually, Steel had a poor performance, while other in-game leaders typically don't top the scoreboard. Steel had the 3rd lowest average damage per round out of all North Americans at the event. Now, obviously, the North American teams are all pretty good and all pretty stacked, so being 3rd lowest out of the North American players isn't good, but it's not as bad as, being like one of the worst players at the whole tournament. There obviously have been questions about Steel's champion pool or agent pool or whatever, and just about his overall play. But yeah, again, I think if they wanted to replace him, why not wait a little bit? I think their chances of winning the last chance qualifier or, qualifying for champions has now gone down, because I think they were already looking really good going into this thing. Maybe this will increase their chances if they do qualify for doing well at champions, but I feel like the volatility is now there where it's all over the place, and this could really, prevent them from qualifying for that final major of the year, which would be absolutely devastating for a team coming off such a good performance in Berlin. So to me, this is very strange. Also, in the Twitter comments, people are talking about what is next for him. Obviously, some people throwing around T1, TSM. What is going to happen to Steel? Some people are saying Envy or Sentinels. I don't think he's going to be going to Sentinels. Envy, I guess is a possibility, but I don't really see this. I see, more teams in lines with a T1 or a TSM or something. It would be kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes. But obviously, Steel is going to be a pretty big free agent, and he's going to be looking to redeem himself obviously after being cut from a team like this. As far as Boy, some of his most recent matches were played with Anbox back in April. He was playing a Breach and Omen mostly. There's a Sky game in there. There's a Sova game, an Astra. There's like a Phoenix game, I want to say somewhere. No, just some Sage games. So he kind of has a decent sized agent pool, but it looks like mostly Breach and Omen. A lot of his good games are on Omen also. So, you know, if anyone's looking for smokes. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how he fits in. Obviously, meta way different from April. You know, we're in September. We're going to be in October now. So this isn't a great indication, but I'm just, you know, kind of looking back at his last matches, seeing what he's been doing. And then here's his page on the Spike GG, obviously, as well, showing some of his stats and everything. But yeah, very big news. 100 Thieves is deciding to make a change that I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by. And again, I don't really know much about Boy. I'm still pretty new in the whole Valorant scene and everything. I'm trying to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. I'm hyped up and excited to watch 100 Thieves play with this guy, and I'm excited to see where Steel goes next, and you know, I'll definitely be following up on all these stories, scenarios, and situations. But that is pretty much every video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this move? You think it's a good move, bad move? Do you think, you know, you don't really care, it's not going to change much? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.